Hello, I'm currently trapped inside Yoxaron's prison with no way out and the Hearthstone on cooldown, so before I inevitably die of starvation, I'd like to show you how I got into this issue in the first place. So, without further delay, here are some tricks you can do with Levitate that are basically useless. First, the way Levitate works lets you sort of climb walls that aren't fully vertical. You can't gain height while doing so, so you need to use small terrain decibels to sort of gain elevation. You also need to be wary of geometry and vertical walls, cause they can make you fall. So, to clip inside Yoxaron's room, you first need to go into Freya's arena, to the mountain on the left. That mountain has enough decibels to climb easily. Once you gain enough altitude to reach the building, you can walk through it since Blizzard didn't add collision to the upper part of it. And there you go. You can levitate over to the Yoxaron's room if you aim it well enough. Although you can start the fight unless you kill General Vesax, since there's a trigger to it. If you were to use more momentum and delay the use of Levitate a bit more, you can get into the memories of Yoxaron instead, which are under the prison. In there isn't much to do other than take screenshots or take the portals to the upper room, which is the prison itself. For alternatives, you can go and mount up to the other side of the arena, enjoy the view, and continue onwards to another mountain you can levitate over. Afterwards, you will have to traverse some rocky terrain that isn't too hard to navigate. Although be careful with some holes in the geometry. Now use Levitate again to climb this small mountain up until you see the sky darken. Depending on how you position the camera, you can see below the terrain to see Torrent's arena. Use that to position yourself well enough to aim correctly. Once you see the sky and everything darken, you can backpedal off the edge into Thorin's arena. And you can hit and kill him without retaliation, but good luck dropping 7 million HP while only doing 70 DPS thanks to his 99% damage reduction shield, so if someone wants to do it for science, be my guest. If you want, you could also try to get into Mimidon's train, but the roof and walls there have weird collisions and you might accidentally go into the void thanks to it. But the view is nice at least. For alternatives, you could use it in Obsidian Sanctum to climb on top of the portal and try to make everyone look at you. although for the jump you will need rocket boots. Otherwise, you won't have enough speed to reach it. Other than that, the edges of the arena have invisible walls to them, so there's not much you can climb there. In Hungary, you can easily walk to the Titan Temple thingy in case you want to grief low level players from up there. Or in case you want to explore it while being low level. And finally, you can use it in Felwood to go to the Shuddervale village. Basically, just run along the edge of the mountain for a long while up until you start seeing weird square trees in the horizon. Also be careful with the branches of that tree. It can literally make you fall all the way down to Darkshore. Keep in mind, this is a very monotonous and slow process. You could also use rocket boots here and there if you have them to accelerate a bit, since it doesn't remove Levitate. For reference, this took about 8 or so minutes to complete for me, so I suppose it will take some similar time if you want to try it. Once you start seeing some yellowish terrain with red plants on it, you are fairly close. Once you see the square trees in the distance, mount up and jump for more momentum and use Levitate to gently glide over into the village. Also be sure to stand on some solid ground, otherwise you may fall down accidentally. In the village itself there isn't really anything. The other way you can get into the village is through Winter Spring, although there are many tutorial videos about it. There's probably more stuff you can do with it, but I'll wrap it up here and hope you enjoyed.